Hi guys, today Janvi Shrimankar is joining us from Mumbai. She is a singer and she has a lot of hats on. She sings Gujarati folk music, she sings Bollywood music, she's trained in classical for many years. So Janvi, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, we have amazing girls like Janvi on this platform, so do subscribe. So Janvi, the viewers would like to know about yourself.
Well, foremost, I love music.
Okay.
And when I started off learning music at the age of 7, I didn't know that I was going to be a singer.
Okay.
My parents thought that I had an inclination towards music, so they thought they should get me formal training in music. And that's how it started. And I got the opportunity to learn from a lot of gurus. I have had a lot of teachers so far.
Okay.
And hopefully I will always keep learning as long as I have a guru to teach me music. It's been more than 22 years that I've been learning music, but it was only when I was about 18 or 19 when I decided that I wanted to become a professional singer. Until then, I used to learn music and also perform a little bit on live shows here and there. You know, not as a professional singer, but if there's some show happening and if there's an organizer who knows me and who thinks that I should sing as a guest performer just one song. You know how when you're a kid, you're given the encouragement to and exposure to perform in front of public. So that's how it happened, and then I got the opportunity to perform with Mr. Parthiv Gohil, who's a very well-known singer in Gujarati and in Bollywood. And that's how, when I started performing with him, I thought that this is what I want to do. I was still in college and I was studying science, and I thought I was going to become an architect after doing science.
Okay.
Since the time I started performing, it changed my interest, it changed my mind. I thought that, no, science is not my cup of tea. Music is what I really love. And I was lucky that my parents gave me all the support that I could, become a singer, pursue it in every way possible. They have really supported me through my journey.
Fantastic. So Janvi, what are the challenges you faced?
I've been in the industry. I've been singing professionally. That's my cat. Sorry. It's going to be a appearance.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So it's been a longish journey, I would say. It's been more than 13 years now since I've been performing professionally as a singer. I don't know if I can point out any one or black and white challenge as such.
Yeah.
Because considering that my parents, I feel privileged that I come from a privileged family, and my parents have provided me with all the comforts and all the security and all the push that they could to help me focus on my career.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I have had no trouble on my personal end. But when you look at the industry as to how it functions, I won't say that I've had challenges as such, because I've always been surrounded by gurus who have guided me through my journey. I have been surrounded by mentors in the industry. But I think that it has taken me a while to realize that as a woman, there have been not many opportunities, or so at least when I see how the industry is shaping up today or how the trends are coming along, I feel like women need to have more opportunities, which now they're getting because there's so many tools at hand. But it's just that, all this while there was no talk about how a woman should be leading a band or a woman should be leading a project in the music industry. For example, if there's a festival happening somewhere, say it's a 2 or 3 day festival, the opening act can be a woman performer, but the closing act, like the main act, will rarely be a female performer, you know. And that these things I noticed at a very later stage in my journey. So I think that I realize now that I need to, now that I have those awarenesses, I think that I want to put them in implementation now. And I want to make my own identity as opposed to just doing the projects that I have been, people call me for.
I agree with you completely. Since I think I'm interviewing a singer for the first time on my YouTube channel, there's something which comes into mind, because I just want to know about, what kind of a legal awareness all the artists today, especially because I'm combining it with women empowerment, intellectual property rights, because you guys are artists, so that's a very integral part of your journey when you're growing. At the same time, the contract. So, what is the general awareness about working with your own rights, and how many of the artists who are aware about it or are concerned about when they get into their work?
I would definitely say that there was no awareness for many years until now. It's only recently that, because of social media, I would say it's a lot because of social media that there is talk happening or awareness spreading. Because also let me say that, so there are categories of artists, right? When you talk of intellectual property rights, it's not just singers, but there's also lyricists, there's music directors.
Yeah.
And now there is talk about even the musicians for intellectual property rights, because, I'm thinking not just for singers, but I think that all kinds of artists who are involved in music, like even a sound engineer, I think that everybody should get their dues.
Yes.
Because it's not because of just one person that song was made or it became a hit or it became so known, but it was because of the participation or because of the role that each one played. And there's a huge team that goes into making a song. So I think that everybody deserves to get their dues from what hard work they've put in. Speaking of myself, I don't know the nitty-gritties of how these can be implemented, but at least I know that I have like a management team who, has those things in place, who are aware of what has to be done or how it has to be done. But having said that, the songs that I may have sung all these years, original songs. See, I had sung for a film called Tere Sang in 2009, which was directed by Mr. Satish Kaushik. Then I've sung for a few Gujarati movies as well.
Right.
Lots of non-film albums also. Lots of Garba, Gujarati Garba or Gujarati folk songs. And a lot of times, or not a lot of times, but I have not received anything so far as the original singer of that song, if that song has been used anywhere, or if it has been licensed out to anybody. I have not received any royalties or anything. And honestly, I should be working towards it, and I will, because it's now that I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to gather the knowledge to do the right thing for my rights, But how we artists, I mean, at least I think that's how artists are, because we are all about the art that we do. Those, how we're not good at the marketing bit, marketing ourselves, or like the business part about our music, or the legal part about our music. So that also is one of the aspects of an artist, that when you're so all about your art, you don't really care about those things. You don't tend to think of those things unless you're told that, hey, this is what you gotta do, you deserve this. So all this while, I had never bothered about it. But I think that people should do it, and it has to be done on a holistic, on every level, not just for the names that are known, Say, lyricists are now getting their dues even on on music streaming platforms like Spotify or Ghana. Like if you search with a lyricist's name, you'll find all the songs that are written by the lyricist. So that's a good thing, and I think that these changes are happening slowly, very slowly, but they are happening now.
So the next question is, since we've talked about the intellectual property rights and the contracts, legal contracts and all, you have gone through, and as you very well rightly stated that, you've never looked at those aspects of being an artist. So any advice for young artists you're getting into the field? Because now with internet and, I think the whole of the younger generation becoming tech savvy, there is exposure, but people do not know, but because there is so much information, so they cannot disseminate that information and they don't know how to go about it. So any particular advice for those youngsters, young girls who are getting into this field?
There's one thing that I'd like to mention, which I forgot, I think. So there's no any one particular body or like a government body that will tell the artists what to do or tell the artists that they can approach that particular body. So that's one thing that is lacking.
Yeah.
These are all just self-made bodies. For example, Mr. Javed Akhtar and a few of his other friends, they came together and came up with an organization which is helping the artists get their royalties. But it's not a body that is regulated by government or anything. So sometimes people are not aware of non-government bodies so much because maybe they are not talked about so much, or they're not out there in the news for people to know about so much. But having said that, anybody who is an aspiring artist, be it a musician, singer, composer, songwriter, lyricist. As an artist, I think I would like to say the only advice is that be true to yourself, be true to your art. Don't try to just follow the trends just because that particular trend is working. Don't try to follow the trends. Try to create your own trend and don't follow the herd, because that's when your individuality will shine through. As an artist, I think that's the foremost important thing, because only then you will stand out. Secondly, there are lots of tools nowadays available to, educate yourself on legal matters. There are lots of different bodies that are existing out there. We just don't know which one to approach. But there's a lot of good people in the industry who are conducting seminars and workshops. Now, of course, everything is online. There's nothing happening in person. But there's something called All About Music, which is conducted by Mr. Tarsem Mittal. He runs an artist management company, and he has a lot of artists under his umbrella. And he does a lot of things to educate artists, all kinds of artists, to know what they need to do or what they need to know about the legal system in the industry in India. So I think that as an artist, you should be true to your art. At the same time, try and go out there and do the research that is required to make your music reach people, which is marketing. Second is how to get your due rights from after releasing your music or after releasing whatever that you're working on, whatever project you're working on. Because there's lots of books. I have actually gone through this workshop and they have recommended so many books that we could read. It's not, if you want to do it, you can do it. You just got to put in the hard work there and do the research yourself. Don't depend on anybody, because if you are fully educated, you are going to be confident about it and you will be able to take the necessary steps to gain your rights.
Fantastic. So can we end this amazing conversation between you and me with a short song, which is one of your favorite Gujarati folk song?
Sure. There's this one song that, as I told you, I perform with Parthiv Gohil. We have been performing on all 9 days of Navratri for the past 3 years, excluding the last year, because obviously that couldn't happen. But we have been performing in Mumbai at this huge ground, where 7,000-8,000 people have been attending. And there's this one song that we sang live, and it went viral.
Okay.
By the time the next Navratri came by, so I'd like to sing that song, which I hear a lot of people have liked and appreciated. एक पाटण शेरनी नार पदमनी आँख नचावती डाबी ने जमनी सूरत जाने चंदा पूनमनी बीच बाजारे गाय माथे गड़ चुंदलड़ी लहराए झांझरी झमक 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 थाय एक वागड़ देशनो बंको जुवानी रंग जाने एनो लाल फागणी कंठे गरज तो जाने श्रावणी साव जड़ो वरताय नजरियों मावी एवो नजराय दलड़ू धबक 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 थाय.
Fantastic. So Janvi, thank you so much for taking out time and giving me this interview.
Thank you, Julie, for having me on your chat.